Hello, friends. Welcome to BetCraft. We saw in our last prediction, um, most of all the games that we predicted last time, how successful they were, and we as well saw the big odds, coming out as predicted. We also, Real Madrid, defeating FC Leipzig, you know. Uh, with odd price at 2 points, two odd, and you saw that game coming out very successful. And for those of you who put that game, I know you're very, very glad you did. And that is to say, we're not going to be, shying away from big odds. Most of the time, this big odd, we tend to see that these are the life wire of this, betting endeavors. Okay, so we we have at least one big odd today. That's over 2 points. Okay, in this our predictions for today's matches, and before heading to the games, I would urge you to try to subscribe and click the subscription button down there, so that each time we make these predictions, you will always get a notification in your device, so that you don't miss out in our games. Okay, I hope you've done that. Have you done it? Okay, you've done it. All right, let's move on. Today's game we'll have about 10 games for you today that are well analyzed and looked into, and then we come up with the best possible verdict for these very games. And the first game we'll have for you today is in German, second division, where you have our darling Hanover 96, you know, who usually, win their matches, coming up against Greater Fort, and Hanover 96 is the fifth ranked team, and Greater Fort is the fourth ranked team. But in this very game, we could, see from the analysis of the past games that these two teams have played so far, you see that Hanover 96 have been winning their matches convincingly, and they are scoring a lot of goals. And you see, in the past 5 games that they've played so far, they've been able to win 4 out of those 5, including their away games that they won, and then drawn one away game. Okay, Hanover 96 is a team that I could describe as being in very fine form, at the moment. And on the other hand, Greater Fort, out of the 5 games that they've played so far, they've been able to win two, one home game and one away game. And I can't say very much that they're a high scoring side, but in this very game, to not wasting so much time, we also analyzed their goal scoring, you know, uh, of these teams, and we could say that in this very match, Hanover 96 is going to take the spoils, with odd price at 2.5, 2.05. Okay, it's a very big odd, and our verdict for this very encounter is Hanover 96 to win. Okay, that's that, and the next that we have for you is in German third division, where we have FC Ingolstadt, who's coming up against Freiburg 2, the second Freiburg team. And in this very game, we can as well we also looked at the analysis of their past games. We can see that Freiburg, which is their away side, have lost, 4 games out of their 5% games they have played so far, and they have drawn one. The one that I played away, they got draw in that one, but other four of the 5 past games they have lost. And on the other hand, Ingolstadt, have won 2 out of their, the 5 previous games they've played so far, and I think they are ranked 5, and Freiburg is also ranked 20. And seeing that Ingolstadt, is a scoring team, having scored 38 goals and conceded just 25 goals in their past 20 games they've played so far. But on the other hand, you see Freiburg scoring only 16 in 20 games and while conceding 44. Okay, putting all this together, we come to the conclusion that Ingolstadt is going to take the spoils in this very encounter. Also pointing out the fact that Freiburg, in the last 20 games I've played so far, they've been able to win just one, and they have lost 16 out of these games they've played so far. So, while comparing to Ingolstadt have won 10, losing just 5 out of 20 games they've played so far. So, the verdict for this very game is home side to take the spoils. So, Ingolstadt to win. That's the verdict for this very game. Remember, it is German third division, Okay, going to the next, you know, uh, match for the day. We have Inter Milan, who is coming up against Salernitana. Okay, Inter in Serie A, they're the league leaders in Serie A, and Salernitana is the worst team in the table. They are ranked 20 at the moment, and we see that Inter is we all know Inter is a very high scoring side. They have been able to win 15 games out of their 20 games they've played so far, and they have had just one loss out of those 20 games. Out of their last 20 games they have played so far. So it's a team that is in fine form. And on the other hand, we've seen that Salernitana have just won 3 games out of the last 20 they have played so far. Okay, and they've lost 13. All right, and not they're not a very good scoring side. They've scored 21 goals, but they have also conceded 43 goals. So that's the reason you see them languishing at the bottom of the table in Italian Serie A. So in this very game, not spending so much time, all putting all the analysis we made together, we come to the conclusion that the best verdict for this very game is Inter to win, home win. Okay, that's that for that, and we go to the Serie B. That's a game that we have for you in Serie B today. It is Ascoli, who is 18 ranked in the league, who will be at home against the Cremonese, who is the second ranked in the league. Okay, and then we also see make analysis based on their recent games I've played so far, and we can also come to see that Ascoli have been able to win just one game out of the past 5 previous games they've played so far, and while Cremonese have been able to win 4 out of those 5, drawing just one against Reggiana, which is the last game they played. And you know, it's not wasting so much time. We put all of this together and we come to conclusion that the very best verdict for this very encounter is Cremonese to take the sports, Cremonese to win outrightly in this very encounter. So I will side to win. That's the verdict for this very game. Going to the next we have for you is an Poland first division, where we have GKS Taichi, who is ranked second in the Polish league, against Odra Opol, who is also ranked sixth in the league. And in this very game, we'll see that both teams have we analyzed 20 games that both teams have played in the past, and then we'll see that both teams have won 9 games. Both teams have had 3 draws, and also they have had eight losses out of the games I've played so far. And you know you also see that Taichi, they have been able to win 3 of their last previous encounter, 5 previous encounters, and then they have just drawn 2 out of those. And compared to Opol, who is away side, have won 3 and they have lost 2 out of their past previous encounters. And also looking at the head-to-head for these 2 teams, and we see that Taichi having the upper hand, coming up winners most of the recent head-to-head games for these both teams. So, not wasting so much time in this very game, we the best verdict for this very game is home side to win or draw. So we look at GKS Taichi to win or draw in this very encounter. Okay, going to the next prediction that we have for you today is in Ireland, where we have Shamrock Rovers, who is the leaders, looking at facing Dundalk. Dundalk, who is ranked fifth in the league, and we can as well see that both teams have played from their past 20 matches they have played so far. We'll see that both teams have been able to win 9, and we'll see that Shamrock Rovers have drawn 5 and have lost just 6, and compared to Dundalk, who has drawn 3 but they've lost 8. And we look at their last 5 games to check their form. We look at Shamrock, who has won 4 out of the 5 previous games they've played so far, drawing just 1 against Cork City. And comparing to Dundalk have won just 3 out of those 5 recent games they've played, and they have lost 2 games out of those 5 games they've played so far. And not spending so much time in this, we made our verdict, and that it is Shamrock Rovers to win outrightly in this very encounter. Okay, going to the next, we have also in Ireland Premier Division, we have Derry City, who is ranked second, coming up against Drogheda United. Okay, and in this very game, also can make analysis based on the 20 games that they have played. Starting from the 20 games, we'll see that both Derry City have won 10 out of 20. They have drawn 7. They have lost just 3. While comparing to their away side, which is Drogheda United, see that out of the 20 they have played so far, they've been able to win 7, but they have drawn 6. And then they have also having 7 losses out of their last 20 games they've played so far. Comparing the goal scoring, you see that Derry City have scored 43 goals, conceding only 16, while the away side have scored 25 goals and they conceded 31 goals in the process. So, putting all this together, we also checked the last games I've played so far. We see that out of the 5 games the home side have played, they've been able to win 3 out of those 5, losing just 1 to Sligo Rovers and also drawing 1 to Finhaps. And Drogheda, on the other hand, have just won 1 game out of the last 5 encounters they've had so far. And they have also lost 2 while they have drawn 2 in the past you know encounters. And in this very game, um, the verdict is home side to win, home to win this very encounter. Okay, that takes us to the next game for today. The next game for today is in Turkey, where we have Kashim Pasar, who's coming up against Fatih Karagumarak in the Turkish league. And also, we made analysis based on the past 20 games and also on the past recent 5 games. And we'll see that Kasim Pasar, have been able to win 10 out of 20 games, while Fatih Karagumarak have been able to win 9 out of the 20 games they've played so far. And both teams have lost 8 times. And you see, Kasim Pasar drawing 2, while the away side is have drawn 3 games. But looking at the most recent performance, you'll see that Kasim Pasar, is a scoring side. They've been scoring a lot of goals in recent games, and we'll see that most of the five past recent encounters, having over 2.5 and over 3.5, mixed in these their past encounters. Also, Fatih Karagumorok, we'll see them scoring over 2.5 3 times out of the last 5 games I've played so far. So the verdict for this very game, when we put all of this together, we made our verdict that the best very verdict for this very game is over 2.5. Okay, Kasim Pasar versus Karagumorok. Over 2.5 is the verdict. Okay, going to the next game that we have for you is also in Turkey, but in the Division 2, where we have Gotip, Gostip, FC Gostip coming up against Manisa FK. All right, in this very game, we'll also made analysis based on the previous 20 games I've played, and also looked at the recent performance. And we looking at the 20 games that these two teams have played, we see that Gosep have been able to win 14 games out of this last 20, and they have drawn 2 while losing just 4. And on the other hand, you see that at the away side, have won 5, but have drawn 6 and have lost 9. And looking at the goals, you see that the home side, Gostip, have been able to score 41 goals, but they have, conceded 14 goals. And Manisa, which is the away side, have also scored 25, but conceded 26 goals in the past, 20 encounters. Also looking at the recent game, home side have been able to win 3 out of their last, 5 encounters, while the away side have won just 1 out of their past 5 encounters, losing 3 in the process. Okay, not spending so much time on this, we made our verdict, and that verdict is the home side to pick up the entire spoils in this very game. So we got Steve to win this match outrightly. That's a verdict for this very game. And taking it to the last game of today, where we have, I think it's in Scotland Championship, and where we have Rate. It's coming up against Dundee United. Dundee United, who's ranked number 1 in the Scottish Championship, and while Rate is ranked number 2 in the Scottish Championship at the moment. And we looked at the games so far. We looked at the 20 games they have played, and also looked at the recent 5 games they have played. And you see that Red Rovers have lost all the 5 games they've played so far, and we see Dundee United winning 3 out of 5 they have played in the recent games I played. They have just lost only 1 out of those 5 games I played. But in this very game, we made our verdict that looking at the goals that they have scored, and we come to conclusion that the best verdict for this very game is over 1.5, over 1.5 goals in this very encounter. Okay, Reds versus Dundee United, 1.5 goals. That's 2 goals at least coming up in this very encounter. And that concludes our prediction for the day. Remember to subscribe to our channel so that you always get this, valued bets. Okay, remember these games are looked into, and combining many factors to come up to with our very verdict. And looking at our previous predictions, looking at there, you see that we have, we can say that we have an average of over 90%, success rate in this our channel. So we'll give you a lot of value, and you know, you know, thank you so much for your time, and don't forget to share our videos, and like, interact with, subscribe, click subscribe so you always get notified when we make predictions like this. And it's okay. I hope to see you again tomorrow for the next prediction, because tomorrow is weekend. It's Saturday. There's going to be lots of game on Saturday and Sunday, so we're going to take our time to make those predictions and then come up with the best possible verdicts for these very games for you. You're guaranteed winning in this very channel. I promise you that. Best of luck. See you tomorrow.